The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment. You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa EA Team Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to another edition of Stat Boy Sports Bar. It's me. I'm the Stat Boy. It is May 21st, 2024, on a nice, warm spring day here in Sevier County, Tennessee. But as far as the weather report, we're going to have 6 days of thunderstorms coming up, so it might put a little damper on things. You guys know the drill. As always, if you want me to stop dead in my tracks and acknowledge you, all you got to do is do what the ticker says. Super chat, super chat, super chat. It's as simple as that. And sitting in the coasting chair this week is the man on the marquee, the Meacham of the multiverse. And I messed that up, but I don't care. My brother Jeff is back in the sports bar where he belongs. For this week, anyway. Yeah, cue it up. Go ahead. Get it out of the way.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mikey!
We're not 5 minutes in, so I probably just dicked me out of some money, but that's okay. Yeah. Yes, and no, my name isn't on the marquee this week again because of the QR code for our fallen family friend, Mike Parker, and his family. So please, if you've not had a chance to take a look at that yet, please follow the QR code and the link in the description, and we will give you all the information there on that. So we'll just move right along from there.
All right. Usually we start off with golf, but since I have a little bit of an update of what I've been doing over the weekend, and this also ties into the first story this week, and I did tease this on Open Mic Night, baloney.
Yeah.
Baloney. This past weekend in Knoxville, Tennessee, home of the Tennessee Volunteers, they held it's the first annual bologna eating contest. Now, this is not your typical Oscar Mayer bologna sandwiches. Here in Tennessee, we smoke a lot of things. Smoked chicken, smoked pork, smoked beef, smoked sausage.
Yes.
They smoke the bologna.
Yeah.
And as you can see, that plate right in the middle is 4 thick slices of bologna.
That's
quarter-inch thick.
That's crazy.
4 ounces each. That is 1 pound of bologna. Now, competitive eating is a thing.
Yes.
The gentleman there with the newly created and won bologna eating champion is Mr. Joey Chestnut. He is the world record holder. And let me bring up the next slide quickly, and I will show you some of his accomplishments. This guy ate 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Not all then, but this is what he has done. 45 pulled pork sandwiches in 10 minutes, 141 hard-boiled eggs, 118 jalapeno poppers, 121 Twinkies, 47 grilled cheese sandwiches, and 25 and a half ice cream sandwiches, just to name a few. So in Knoxville, they said, well, let's do bologna. So, of course, the object of the contest was to eat as much bologna as you could in 8 minutes. And they had 10 or 12 people up there. And, of course, Mayor Jacobs was on there. And apparently he had some kind of controversial contest in the past with Joey Chestnut, and he wanted a rematch. Now, the rules are easy. Eat as much as you can. You can use a liquid, water or iced tea, or some look like they were even drinking fruit punch to help assist. And if you get sick and if you throw up, you are disqualified. You got to keep it down. They start the clock and they just start eating.
Right.
And it's shocking that these contestants can do this. I wish I would have gotten video, but unfortunately, I was too far back. Go to WVLTV.com. It's the local CBS affiliate in Knox County and surrounding counties. They did a whole 1 hour special. They literally put this on their news broadcast. They had commentators, they had a hype guy, they had everything. And
I believe it.
And Joey Chestnut did the best, eating 14 of those plates in 8 minutes. Basically, what he did was he put the whole stack in his hand, and he's just chomping away at it. And as you can see,
bananas. I get what you're saying.
Mayor Jacobs is looking at him like, what the hell is this guy doing? And of course, Mayor Jacobs only ate 2 plates for 2 pounds. So that's what I did on Saturday. And after the event, Mayor Jacobs was so nice that I asked him to do a little video clip for the show. And here's what we talked about.
Now, for context, people that are watching that are not familiar with who Mayor Jacobs of Knox County, Tennessee is, for the wrestling fans watching this show.
All right, Mayor Jacobs here. This is Stat Boy here, guys. He ate 2 pounds of bologna. Is this tougher than anything you've ever done in the ring?
No.
Not really?
Yeah, at least I wasn't facing the Undertaker. So I had that going for me.
Undertaker wouldn't do this, okay? Mark Henry would.
He would just make all the bologna supernaturally disappear. But
I'm going to tell me said that.
Okay.
You did a great job. You're
Thank you.
doing a great job in Tennessee. I'm proud to be a residential Tennessee, even though I'm from California.
Well, thanks, Mark.
And be on the lookout on social media. And your book is coming. I will get that book done. I will get it to you. I promise.
Sounds good.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Sorry.
Okay. First of all, nicely done getting the mayor and getting the WWE Hall of Famer, former multi-time world champion, multi-time tag team and hardcore champion.
Mm-hmm.
But did you actually correct him and say the Undertaker wouldn't do, like, your whole tone was like, Undertaker wouldn't do this. Mark Henry, maybe. It's like, I mean,
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mikey!
just saying.
Just saying. I mean, Mayor Jacobs is a great guy. He's
yes.
And even though on his website it clearly says that he is not really allowed to discuss or talk or be about wrestling.
Oh, sure.
That somebody did came up, so they were wearing the classic Kane shirt,
right?
And somebody did have one of his action figures. So as long as you acknowledge him as Mayor Jacobs and kind of just ease into the wrestling, he'll be cool. I mean, if you're gonna, he's Mayor Jacobs first now, and he's Kane second. So.
I mean, to be fair, all you did was ask him if it was anything he did in the ring, which was an allusion to it, but didn't go right out. He's the one that brought up the storyline brothers. So, that was him leading the conversation that direction. So you did good there.
Indeed. Should have put the baloney on the turnbuckle. When they brought him out on the stage, I was expecting them to play the Kane music, but they didn't do that. So, and I did kind of do a clip with Joey Chestnut, but it failed miserably. And so I am not going to show that. It was a major disaster, and so to Joey Chestnut, you like I said, it was very surprising that he ate that much. And afterwards, there was tons of bologna left over, and so the people who promoted this, I believe it's called Dead End Barbecue, they asked if we wanted to eat the bologna, and we're like, yeah, sure. It took me at least. Because I was actually tasting it. I was not competitively eating it. It really is tasty. It really is good bologna. But to scarf it all down your gullet, number one, it sounds scary as hell. I was deeply concerned for the contestants because, I mean, let's face it, you're putting a lot of food in your stomach at once.
Yeah.
And there was a $10,000 cash purse. So they did get money out of this too. But as far as it being a sport, I mean, you got to train for it. You got to maybe fast 2 days before or something. I don't know what these sports eaters / sports eating enthusiasts or whatever they're called go through. And believe me, he was sweating bullets, not because of the humidity in Knoxville, but because he ate so much. And I was literally concerned for him. And then, of course,
that'll do it for sure. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
And I mean, back in the day, and Renegade knows the story, we had a best friend in college. He once ate 3 or 4 Cornish game hens at the AMS banquet. We all wore Hawaiian clothes, and Renegade and I are sitting there. We're sitting there with a beautiful dinner, a beautiful Cornish game hens. And here he comes with 3 plates. And we're like, bro, seriously?
That's crazy.
He's like, oh man, I'm hungry. And then
I guess.
And then we would go to the hometown buffet at the Lakewood Mall. And we'd hang out at the mall, we'd go to the movies, we'd go to the buffet. 7 trips that guy took, and I was full after 3 or 4 plates. And we're like, dude, we've got a 3:00 movie time. Oh man, I'm really hungry.
Well, to be fair, Mikey, back before I met you, you ate like this much at a time.
That is true. Yeah,
that's valid.
Yeah, that is very true. I didn't eat much.
I totally blame me moving in, making you start eating like a fat fuck. That's my bad.
Indeed.
It is with it. And yes, we will definitely, hopefully, get Mayor Jacobs back on for at least a Stat Boy Sports Bar promo at the very, very least, if not a promo for the multiverse of media. Why not?
Well, like I said, I told him I'm making his stat book. Yes, we are talking about our good friend Terrence. Yes. I told him about the stat book, and I told him as soon as it's done, I'll get in contact with him. And I also asked him for 3 more copies of his biography that I want to send out to the family. And Doily will get one. You'll get one if you want one.
I've got one. Thank you.
But do you have it autographed?
I do not have it autographed yet. I fully intended whenever we do this darn visit we're trying to work out that I would prefer to go down to City Hall and do it myself. Not a fan of getting autographed. I know it's valid coming from you, but I've always been one. If I'm gonna do an autograph, because I much prefer pictures these days. But if somebody has a memoir, I'm gonna get it signed. I've never had them sign it for me with me there.
Got it.
So
absolutely. So that's what happened in my weekend. All right. Say
if you're gonna send one to California, send it to Victorville. There you go.
Renegade will definitely get one. All right, let's get in with the regular news stories, and let's talk about, of course, what happened in Louisville, Kentucky at the PGA Championship. Xander Schauffele is your winner. He had a huge drought going into this tournament. Yeah. Unfortunately, it was shadowed by this. Number one ranked PGA player Scotty Scheffler arrested prior to the start of the second round. Now, of course, this is all alleged. Nothing has been proven. He will have his day in court, but here is what happened. Prior to the start of the second round of the tournament on May 17th at around 5 o'clock in the morning, a shuttle bus was coming into the Valhalla golf course and tragically struck and killed Mr. John Mills. He was a worker, and I believe he was doing some kind of something associated with PGA. I believe he was a vendor. I believe that is the story. If I'm wrong, I apologize. So there was a crime scene, police tape, police officers to do their job. An hour later, at 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, Scotty Scheffler tried to, again, alleged, we don't know all what happened, but this is what's being reported. He arrived at the golf course and he failed to listen to the police officers that were trying to keep him out and keep him away from the crime scene. There are reports that he was driving recklessly. There were reports that the police officers had to pull him from his vehicle, and he was arrested, and he went to the local county jail. At approximately 7:30 in the morning, he was booked on 4 counts of reckless driving, disregarding the signals of a police officer, and assaulting the police officer. The news broke. An hour later, he was released on his own recognizance. He arrived back to the golf course at 9:35, and he teed off at 10:08. He will have his day in court on June 3rd. He will be arraigned. There is also a report outgoing that the arresting officer did not turn on his body cam. So there's a lot of hearsay, he said, she said. We don't know.
Right.
One word against the others. So he did his round. He openly talked about it at the press conference. He was humbled by the whole experience. Of course, thoughts and prayers went out to the family of Mr. John Mills. He did put that in there. So it was a bad day, but it was also a normal day after the events. As far as the top 10 in the FedEx Cup standings, Scotty Scheffler is still the number 1 player at 41.06. Xander Schauffele's at 26.88. Wyndham Clark at 19.06. Rory McIlroy at 18.07. Sahith Theegala at 16.61. Bjorn Hun An at 15.40. Ludwig Aberg at 15.10. Colin Morikawa at 14.36. Hideki Matsuyama at 13.48. And Shane Lowry at 12.79. Very sad, though, to have that happen. I mean,
yeah,
when you're the number 1 guy, you get a lot of pressure on you, I guess.
Oh. Verbalization botch there, but yeah, probably 8 o'clock. That's either way. It was the same day, but I get where Renegade's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, booked at 7:28, released an hour later. That who knows? Maybe the police officers felt that.
Well, no,
it wasn't as serious as actually causing the accident.
What Renegade's saying is, you said he was booked at 7:28 p.m. and released at 8 a.m. the same day.
Oh, it was that morning. I apologize.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it was the botch. Anyway, yes, very good.
We'll see where that goes from.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the ladies. The Mizuho Americas Open in Jersey City, New Jersey. Nelly Cordo wins again. Another win for her. This is her 6th win this season. She has got a huge lead in the race.
Yeah, she does.
32.85. Hannah Green is at 14.06. Lydia Ko at 11.57. Maya Stark at 9.69. Brooke M. Henderson at 9.39. Yaka Fiore at 8.85. Se-Hyun Kim at 7.98. Patty Tavatanakit at 7.86. Rose Zhang at 7.65. And Gabriella Ruffles at 7.49. All righty. So much for golf. We move on to Texas. In the Italian Open, Alexander Zverev is the winner there. Moving into second place in the top 8 behind Yannick Sinner, who is still at the lead at 4,500. Daniel Medvedev at 29.50. Casper Ruud at 23.85. Andrei Rublev at 21.20. My boy Stefanos Tsitsipas representing Greece up here on the Greek flag, 2065. Carlos Alcaraz at 1900 and Alex de Minaur at 1855. The ladies were busy this last weekend. Iga Swiatek extends her lead even more with another win, 53-35 in Italy, in Rome, Italy. The Parma Ladies Open went to Anna Karolina Shmedlova, and Diana Schneider wins in Paris. Not much of a change except for the bottom two players in the race to the WTA final. Jelena Ostapenko moves down to 7, and Jasmine Paolini is in 8th. You go to a NASCAR race, and you get punched. North Wilkesboro, the All-Star race. Now, this race was an exhibition race. This was not part of the Cup Series, so the standings are the same.
Which makes this bullshit even more ridiculous from Stenhouse, but anyway.
Exactly. That is Kyle Stenhouse landing a punch on Kyle Busch because apparently on lap 2 of a race that you're supposed to have for fun, Busch knocked Stenhouse into the wall. And
sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
go ahead. You know more. Go ahead.
No. I was correcting you prematurely. Go ahead. You're good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There was some contact. Stenhouse got into it after the race. They started talking while Joey Logano was being interviewed, by the way.
Yeah.
Go to NASCAR.com. You'll see it. They did the split screen. The NASCAR analyst Fox person is talking to Joey Logano. Next thing you know, Stenhouse throws the punch. The pit crews get involved, and as Logano is finishing up, they're like, we're having a fight here, Stenhouse and Busch. And he landed that one too.
Stenhouse is such a dickhead. It's like, and I get it, you know, Kyle's reputation has preceded him, but like I told Dad when we were watching the replay of it and everything, lucky for Stenhouse, Busch is married and has a kid now and has tempered his ass down because Kyle's gonna kick his ass.
Oh yeah,
it was bad. It was very bad. It was, and it's so stupid for an all-star race. It's supposed to be an exhibition race, and Stenhouse just can't help himself for being an asshole.
I can agree with that. I'm like, what's going on here? You know, it's like if Kyle Busch was the one that started the fight, then we'd be bashing him for weeks. But to come from Stenhouse, I don't think so. Denny Hamlin took 2nd. Chris Boucher took 3rd. Kyle Larson 4th. Blaney 5th. Bubba Wallace 6th. Ross Chastain 7th. Chase Elliott 8th. Michael McDowell 9th. And Kyle Busch 10th. What were you thinking, bro?
He wasn't. He was thinking with his fists and with his primal brain. That's the problem.
I wonder if somebody out there in social media land is going to put Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's faces
right,
saying what's going to happen when that fight comes on.
There you go. Thank you, Pop, as always, Jerry, for the $10 super chat to the Constituted Studios.
Woo! Super chat.
And to answer the question, he actually said the question before he sent the super chat in, but it wasn't related. But I was just looking at the answer. Mayor Jacobs is sitting as a Republican.
Yes, because Tennessee is a red state.
Yes.
And believe me, I get that all the time.
Well, I mean, it would make sense that Kane is the mayor in a red state.
Oh, yeah. Monday Night Raw.
That was a really bad one, but I'll run with it. It's okay.
Hey, it was good, man. It was very good indeed. You know, I don't even know what it means to be liberal, and I got called that at Dollywood all the time. It's like, Mike doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a liberal. I'm like, what the hell is a liberal? I'm a Democrat. Same difference, apparently. That's why I don't do politics.
And that's exactly why we don't do politics. It just happens to be that Mayor Jacobs is also a former professional wrestler. So
exactly.
Retired professional wrestler, I should say. You're never really a former. You're just retired.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Moving on.
Yes. Move right along. Dun, 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 dun.
The playoffs in the UFL are set as the top 2 teams, the Battlehawks and the Brahmas. They have locked in their playoff spots at 6-2. They will play each other in the XFL Conference Championship. They will play the winner of the USFL Conference Championship between the Birmingham Stallions and the Michigan Panthers. The Stallions are 8-0. There are 2 weeks in the regular season, so it's generic at this point. That the teams are locked in. It's all set up. Can Birmingham go for the perfect season? I will say yes. They proved that as they went up against the Houston Roughnecks and beat them by a touchdown, 35-28.
There you go.
The Battlehawks defeated the Defenders 26-21. The Brahmas beat the Renegades 20-15, and the Panthers defeated the Showboats 24-18. And I do believe that there is some talk of expanding teams next season. All right.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Oh, this mess. Good grief.
Yeah,
oh,
this of course is Caitlin Clark, the number 1 draft pick for the Indiana Fever, who had her debut just recently. The teams here on the right are ranked by record, and this is how they are also ranked in the WNBA standings. So they're not our rankings just yet. The Liberty are undefeated at 4-0. The Connecticut Sun are 3-0. The defending champion Aces and the Minnesota Lynx are 2-0. The Phoenix Mercury, the Chicago Sky, the Atlanta Dream, and the Dallas Wings are all 1-1. The Seattle Storm is 1-3. The LA Sparks are 0-2. The Washington Mystics are 0-3. And the team that Caitlin Clark plays for, the Indiana Fever, are 0-4. These are her stats according to WNBA.com. She is averaging 31 minutes a game, 17 points a game. She's perfect at the free throw line. She's 34% from the 3-point line. I don't know how much longer you can say it's professional jitters. We're 4 games in. I do not want to see anything bad happen here for the Fever, but it's not. It's early. It's early.
It is early in the season, but let me first, before you continue on, Mikey, we have another panelist that wanting to come in. Let's
Bring
welcome in Zach.
Hello, DJ Zach.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I guess.
Are you just now getting up?
Well, getting up again, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, sir. This is your wheelhouse. What's going on with Caitlin? What's happening here?
It's terrible.
You flat out said it. It's terrible.
It's like watching high school basketball, but not the good kind. Like, she has jitters, and then when she gets the ball, it's like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands, like Ricky Bobby. I mean, the turnovers are a lot.
Yep, 10 turnovers in the first game, 25 total for the Fever in that first game alone.
Her teammates around her have not been consistent at all. And they're putting some of the best defenders in all of WNBA on Caitlin Clark, which is smart. But, when there's no one around her, she's going to score that ball. I mean, she pulled up from the logo last night and just nailed it. But, like, I don't know. I don't know at what point, what point is it to say that, something's okay for her? She's a rookie. And, everybody's like, oh, she's going to go out there and beat LeBron James and beat this person and beat this person. No. Don't put all of that on her because you're not going to do nothing but get disappointed. She's going to come in. She's going to come into her own, but
And she signed another sponsorship, so I'm certain she has 3 sponsorships already. So a lot of people are putting money on her too. Could that be a factor? The marketing?
It could be. I mean, so it's State Farm.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the Nike deal.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the Gatorade deal.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing a Subway commercial.
I don't know if commercials really count as a sponsorship. I think that's maybe a one-time thing.
No, that very much counts as a sponsorship because she's sponsored and appears as such. Very much counts.
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean,
Right.
it's a 40-game season. We're 4 games in. That's 10% of the season. How far should we go before half?
If they go 0-7, then I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a problem. But at the half, I mean, it's not really. She's somewhat scoring good. Her team is not even close to helping. Aaliyah Boston has been, very inconsistent. Who was, for people who don't know, Aaliyah Boston was the number 1 overall pick last year.
Mm-hmm.
And she also got off to a slow start, just like Caitlin is doing right now. But I think the problem is everyone put all this hype on Caitlin, and it's affecting not only the way she plays, but like the way she goes about her day-to-day life. They think she's supposed to be God's gift to women, but like,
I can agree.
I
can understand it. I can absolutely I will definitely, yes, Step Boy approved. Absolutely. Sponsors, let her play, then give her the money. Don't give her the money, then watch her. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I mean, come on. Are we talking about money or are we talking about basketball here? Which is it? Which do they want? Do they want her to do they want to put her on the Wheaties box so Wheaties can eat more, but she can't play? Or does she want to play and then worry about the money?
So here's where my head is.
Go ahead.
Let's say she does have an off year.
Okay.
Just based off her college career alone, everyone's gonna want her a part of her brand, of their brand.
Right.
The brand deals are gonna come out through the roof. And now WNBA is trying to get all these airline deals done so they can do all these private charters and all of that. So then you're going to throw those companies also in the mix, or who are going to want sponsorships to sponsor players. So it's going to be a never-ending deal. But my thing is, she can't let that go to her head and let that affect her game.
Jeff, you had something to say? No? Okay. Let's see what happens in the next coming week. Let's maybe things will settle. About the guys have the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals are set. Minnesota and Denver did go to a Game 7, and they have knocked off the defending NBA champions. My prediction of Boston, Minnesota is still in play, and that will be a great series. Boston is a heavy favorite against Indiana. Indiana knocked off New York. So Indiana is your Cinderella team. Boston is your dominant team. Dallas and Minnesota are they're going to battle it out. That's a heavyweight fight right there. I really don't want to see that go a full 7. I want to see that one go 6. And with Boston and Indiana, I'm going to go along with a lot of the critics, and I'm going to say Boston is going to sweep Indiana. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Ooh, that's
I don't watch the NBA, but I'll always root against the Boston sports team. So
I like Jaylen Brown and I like Jason Tatum, but hey, Tyrese Halliburton has been putting on a clinic.
Indeed, he has. And I believe, let me quickly bring up the schedule, and so we know who's playing who when. The Eastern Finals start in less than in half an hour, actually, between the Celtics and the Pacers. So then tomorrow will be the Mavericks and the Timberwolves. It's gonna be amazing. All right.
Yep. It also starting today is the Angels visiting the Halos, but we'll get to baseball later.
Oh, the Trash Girls coming to town?
No, Angels are going to Trash Town.
Ouch.
Go Halos.
Yes.
The PWHL playoffs are now in the finals. The team from Minnesota actually came back. They were up. Let's see here. Game 1, Toronto shut them out 4-0. Game 2, Toronto shut them out again to take a 2-0 lead. Then Minnesota decided to come up and play, and they shut out Toronto in Game 3. They had to go to double overtime in Game 4 to tie the series. And then Minnesota says, we're not playing anymore. We're taking the win. And they knocked out Toronto by a final score of 4-1 on Friday. Boston easily swept Montreal 3-0 in that one. Of course, Game 2 had to go to triple overtime. That's very impressive for the ladies. I mean,
Nice.
that's a first to have the ladies go into triple overtime in the semis. So now your PWHL finals are set between Boston and Minnesota. Dory Lou is very happy that not only are her Timberwolves in the Western Finals, but her team from Minnesota is in the PWHL Finals. Game 2 is underway right now, and Boston won the first game 4-3. The inaugural season comes to a close at the end of the month, if necessary. We'll see where Game 2 and Game 3 goes. And we have the Eastern and Western conferences set in hockey as the Florida Rangers took out the Boston Bruins.
The Florida Rangers?
The Florida Rangers, yeah. The Florida Panthers took – yeah, the Florida Rangers, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mikey!
The Florida Panthers took out the Boston Bruins in 6 games, beating them 2-1. The New York Rangers took out our neighbors, the Carolina Hurricanes, in 6 games. The Stars beat the Avalanche in 6 games. The Battle of Canada went to 7 as the Oilers took out the Canucks. We know that Pop loves the Lightning, but I would assume, and if he wants to chime in on this, is Pop rooting for the Panthers to go over the Rangers? I'm not certain. Out of these 4 teams, though, I'm going with New York. I'm going to say that the Rangers take this one.
So I'm a mixed bag about that because I'm always for new blood getting the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're not going to get in the West now. Thanks a lot, Vancouver. Assholes. That's what I get root for, you dipshits. But Florida has a chance to be a first-time Cup winner. However, the Rangers winning the Cup would mean Jonathan Quick gets back-to-back Stanley Cups, and he's playing where he's always wanted to play his whole life. So
there you go.
That's where I'm torn on that. The West, go Dallas. My God, go Dallas.
I'm going to rank it. I'm going to go Rangers, Oilers, Stars, Panthers. I am okay. I want to see a Canadian team get the cup. Oh,
no.
No?
No.
Oh, damn it. Canadians.
You know what? Hang on.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Go ahead, Zach.
Dallas. It's Dallas.
Do know that I put New York first. I know you're still upset with Edmonton taking out LA. I'm sorry, okay? It's not pouring salt in an open wound.
Dude, that is a baby age wound. That's the 80s baby and me going, no, fuck them. No, absolutely not. It's your show, so you're forgiven for the moment, but just wait.
Okay, fine. Step
all right.
On that.
Damn it.
Before we go into what is normally...
What the fuck is everybody in the chat room, too? Screw you both. Fuck this shit.
I'm going to
go off and pout. Is time for that commercial yet or not?
No, let's just finish it off and go into the football stuff, and we'll be done for the week.
Damn it. All right, fine.
Okay. The NFL schedules were That's not it. Where are my schedules? There we go.
Oh, there we go.
All right, NFL schedules were released last week. I've got 6 teams to show here. Here are the first two, Dallas and Minnesota. Dallas, of course, opens the season against Cleveland in Cleveland. Oh, so first you're going to go up against Josh's team, and then you're going to go up against Zach's team. So there you go. You play the Saints in week 2, the Ravens in week 3, Giants in week 4. Then it's Jeff versus Greg Cherry as the Cowboys take on the Steelers in week 5 and then play the Lions in week 6 and then take a break in week 7. Then at San Francisco, that'd be a good day for Jeff to go to the Levi Stadium there and watch his Cowboys play. And then they come over to closer to they're 4 hours away from me in Atlanta. They hit the Eastern Seaboard as Philadelphia plays, then Houston, then Washington Commanders. They play the Giants again. Then Houday, they play the Cincinnati Bengals, Carolina Panthers, the Bucks, the Eagles, and finish out the season against Washington. The Vikings will open against yes.
Without a calendar in front of me, which week is Thanksgiving?
One. Not certain.
Like
Week of the season in the NFL, you little smart ass. Sorry.
As we figure that out.
Yes. Go ahead with the schedule. Sorry.
Yeah. The Vikings open against the Bucks and then play the Eagles in week 2. Purple there in Minnesota, gold there away. Then they play Los Angeles Chargers, and then they play the Panthers. The Panther looks good in gold, actually. They play the defending champion Chiefs in week 5. And then, of course, it's the rivalry with the Bears in week 6. Then they play San Francisco in week 7. Green Bay in week 8, Atlanta in week 9, New Orleans in week 10, Denver in week 11, Chicago in week 12. They get their bye week in week 13. Week 14, they play the Raiders. Week 15, the Bengals. Week 16, the Lions. Week 17, the Packers. And week 18, the Lions. Where is... That is last year's schedule. Holy shit.
I was wondering when you were going to realize that was a thing, but that's okay.
Oh, I put the wrong schedule up. Now I'm going to get it from Dory. Doggone it, man.
Jeff, that's week 13.
I'm going to say, everybody, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mikey!
As in 3 times in one show, Mikey. Anyway, very nice.
Thanksgiving is week 13.
Let me get
Thank
the
you, sir.
correct schedule. Oh, my gosh.
Good grief, Charlie Brown. Oh, it's freaking. Why are we always playing the fucking Giants on Thanksgiving? What? You know what? Actually. Oh, wait, no. The 28th. Yeah, okay. All right, man.
All right. Minnesota opens against the Giants, then plays San Francisco in week 2, Houston in week 3, Green Bay in week 4, and the Jets in week 5 before going on their bye week in week 6. Then they play the Lions in week 7, the Rams in week 8, the Colts in week 9, the Jaguars in week 10. Then they come to our house in week 11 against the Titans, and we still have tentative plans to go to Nashville for that game. Hopefully that takes place. Then they play the Bears in week 12. They start December against the Cardinals in week 13. They play the Falcons in week 14, the Bears in 15, the Seahawks week 16, the Packers in 17, and 18 is the Lions as it is. Rivalry week. 3 rivals in 4 weeks from December 16th to January 5th.
They're going to want that schedule from last year back after that.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, shit. My schedule starts brutal.
Yes,
I am going to get so many. I'm going to get so many Gibbs slaps when Dory comes on.
As you should. As you should. It's one thing to get my schedule right. You're sucking up to me. You do that every week anyway. But damn, man. Oof. Oofa.
Oh my
Oofa.
gosh. All right. Let's continue on and let me bring up the next one. And I'm certain that these are correct.
Okay.
You sure? You positive?
Yes, I'm sure. This is
Okay.
for
Just checking.
For Josh and for you, Zach. As you can see, the Browns open up against the Cowboys in week 1. They play the Jaguars in week 2, the Giants in week 3, Raiders in 4, Commanders in 5, Eagles in 6, Bengals 7, Ravens in 8, Chargers in 9, and then they take a break in week 10. Then it's the matchup Josh versus Zach in week 11, Josh versus Baller G and Greg Cherry in 12, and in 14 before they play Broncos in 13. The Chiefs in 15, Bengals in the Battle of Ohio in 16, Dolphins 17, and then they finish up in 18 against the Ravens. And then, of course, the Saints, they open up against the Panthers, and they play the Cowboys in week 2, Eagles in week 3, Falcons in week 4, in week 5, 2 days after my birthday. Week 6, they play the Bucks. Then they play the Broncos in week 7, Chargers in week 8, Panthers in week 9, Falcons in week 10, Browns in week 11. Then they go on their bye week. They play LA starting December. They do coast to coast, LA and New York, and
I'm
then
going
Washington.
to that New York game.
Yeah, playing Green Bay the day before Christmas Eve, playing the Raiders on the 29th, and then finishing up in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Zach, you got a quick win-loss prediction there for your team?
Are you kidding? Three of the first 5 weeks, I play Dallas, Philly, and the Chiefs. What the hell do you want me to do?
Pray.
Literally. And then, it gets a little bit easier. I got some winnable games. And then, thank God, the end of the season, they just blessed us, except for Green Bay and the cold. That's not going to be pretty. Or
sure
New York. Huh?
Sure it is. It's snow.
Yeah, we're going to go into the frozen tundra when we play in a dome, and it's basically 70 degrees all year round. Unless it's summer, then it's 200 degrees outside. Yeah, we're going to go play below 10-degree temperatures. Okay, that's good. Whatever floats our boat, I guess.
Jeff, how did your season look? What do you think? I'll bring up the what do you think?
Yeah, let me look at that again. Again, I'm still sick of playing Giants and the Eagles on Thanksgiving. That shit drives me crazy. I don't mind playing against the Browns. That's either a whole week to get up Josh's ass or a whole week to not worry about dealing with him for a week because if they beat the Cowboys, I'm gonna be upset. They've got a pretty decent schedule. They've got an early bye, which is nice. They can take a break pretty early in the season. If Detroit has a season like they had last season, then it'll be a good week to take a break after because they should be able to do their thing. 49ers again. I'd love to go to a football game outside of outside of Southern California, but Frisco's just too damn far. But as far as the Cowboys schedule, they'll be. I mean, they always have the possibility to do okay. They're much like the Kings. They've got a lot of talent on that team, and they just don't do anything with it.
Indeed.
So we'll see.
All right, and the last two are for Baller, Greg Cherry, and, of course, the Tennessee season. So the Steelers open up against the Falcons, then play the Broncos, and then come home to play the Chargers, then go back on the road to play the Colts. Then it's Cherry versus Jeff in week 5 in Pittsburgh. Then they play the Raiders in week 6. They play both New York teams back-to-back before going on a bye, then playing the Commanders, and then down to the Ravens. And then it's the Browns in week, week 12. Then 13, it's Cincinnati. 14, it's the Browns again. Eagles is 15. Ravens 16. Chiefs 17. And then Cincinnati is 18. And, of course, our residential hometown Tennessee Titans start the preseason, put the preseason in there, against San Francisco, Seattle, and New Orleans. Then they open against the Bears, then play the Jets, the Packers, and then the Dolphins. They get one of the first bye weeks. Very interesting. They get one of the early bye weeks in week 5 and play the Colts, the Bills, and the Lions, and then the Patriots, then the Chargers, and then come to town, which is the one we're really looking forward to. I really want to get that one done because Renegade suggested it. It's a great suggestion. It can be done. I probably will be driving back from Nashville because the plan would be to get into Nashville the night before because it is an early game, and I don't know about driving the 40 at night yet. Driving home from Nashville shouldn't be a problem. That's also an accomplishment. I actually drove the 40 a couple times. No issues, no hassles. It's not I'm the greatest driver, but it's an accomplishment. So I think it would be easier for me to drive back from Nashville in the daytime than driving to Nashville at night. Then they play Houston on November 24th, and then the Commanders, then the Jaguars, then the Bengals, then the Colts, then the Jaguars again, and they finish the season in Houston. As always, when football season comes around, we report every game, all the stats, where each team lies. Kansas City is the defending champions, so we'll see where that goes. And also, this is the season that Brady joins the broadcasting booth for Fox, so we'll see where that goes.
And, of course, his first game would be a Jeff game, wouldn't it?
How do you feel about that, Jeff? Brady in the booth talking about the Cowboys.
Yep, that's happening. Gonna be a thing. You're absolutely right. It's gonna happen. First game.
Who wrote that script?
Vince McMahon, Bill Belichick, one of those two assholes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
as stated by Triple H, we pushed that as far as we can go. We can't go any further with Belichick anymore. I think we're done Belichick bashing. We need a new target though, and I don't know who it's going to be next season.
Antonio Brown.
I thought he was done.
No, he keeps bashing Caitlin Clark. He needs to stay in his lane.
Indeed it is. All right, that's all the news stories for this week. Not much else to talk about except what's coming up in the multiverse of media.
give me 1 second.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So first of all, we have 2 super chats, and they are for part one to be plugging. They're both from Emmanuel, $5 to each channel. So thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and throw those out there. The reason he is super chatting $5 each is to be a part of our Discord feed Thursday and Friday night this week. Unfortunately for the wrestling world and anybody that was a fan, 25 years ago this Thursday is the anniversary of the Over the Edge pay-per-view from Kansas City, of course, where we unfortunately lost Owen Hart. Mm-hmm. It's been decided amongst the group that we're going to do a special tribute watch-along of the entire original broadcast of Over the Edge, including the hour before on Sunday Night Heat. So that'll be starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific to accommodate scheduling within the Multiverse team. And then Friday night for Raw as Owen will start at 9 p.m. Pacific. That's midnight Eastern. I just didn't want to put the 25th and 24th. It'd just be too much of a pain in the ass typing-wise. So we now have a grand total of 2 spots open per show. We are going to be doing the traditional watch-along presentation where we've got the commentators over here, we got the display or whatever. But because we're going to be watching the original non-WWE Network edited versions of both shows, we're going to be feeding it into our Discord server through James that we usually use when one of us has to watch a West Coast feed of a particular show or pay-per-view. So if you would like to get it on actually watching the pay-per-view and Raw streams, you can super chat either channel, mine or JJ's. If you want to do both, 1 per channel, please, $5, and you'll get access to that server on Thursday and or Friday night. We're making it limited because we're not sure how the server will do with too many people in the actual Discord room. You know, it might bog it down, so we don't want to take the chance of it happening. So that is for Thursday and Friday night. Of course, Saturday, as everybody knows, is May 25th, and we will be starting off the day bright and early. Yes, that is 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, with Simply Predicting with Noah and the team for that night's King and Queen of the Ring on Peacock and WWE Network around the world. Also, we will be doing our I just realized that the King of the Ring thing is now here, so I'll get that in here momentarily. We'll be doing Simply Predicting, easy for me to freaking say, Jesus H. Christ, for Double or Nothing coming up later that night at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And I can find the bloody... Oh, I know I had it saved. Give me 1 second, folks. We're live, and I didn't load it in, and that's my bad. I will give myself a dutiful botch here momentarily. It's not in here, but that's okay. I'm almost there. Wait for it. Nope, not there. There's that one. And then there's that one. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So anyway, we've got, again, Simply Predicting, King and Queen of the Ring, Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, which bleeds right into our coverage of the show itself, beginning at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And of course, if you're going to want to watch the stream of King and Queen of the Ring, the video portion, you can check it out on Peacock here in the United States and on the WWE Network around the world, the rest of the world, including Canada and Mexico. As I said, we will then be going into Simply Predicting at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific for Double or Nothing the next day. And of course, Saturday night will be open mic night as per usual. And then Sunday, we will be having our coverage go live for Double or Nothing, AEW's 5th anniversary. Can't believe that's actually a thing. Coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And of course, if you want to watch Double or Nothing, you can check it out on Triller TV, pay-per-view, YouTube, ppv.com, Main Event, and Sky, and in select international markets as well. So please, if you're going to ask us where to watch the video, that's where it's going to be. And I will definitely put those graphics back up during the shows. And of course, we'll be back here Monday night with Meech's Musing, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. And then right back here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific with Stat Boys Sports Bar.
Indeed. One last thing I want to share with the groups. Of course, at my normal job that I do when I'm not on the computer and I'm not watching sports, I do have a job. And one thing that I've always craved is to advance. I don't want to be just a bottom level person. I want to move up in the world. I am very happy to say that I have been given the title of successor. This does not mean that I am a team lead. This means that I want to learn more things and I want to eventually become a team lead. This was given to me yesterday at my job. It was very humbling. I'm very happy that they decided to do that. Like I say, I always want to do better. I always want to strive to do better in my work world. So we'll see where it goes. It's not a guarantee, not at all. This is not, you're gonna go do the training, you're gonna learn, and eventually if something does open up and they feel, then we'll continue the process. So it's a slight move up, but I'm very happy with that. Also, with the Instacart stuff that I've been doing, things have been getting a little bit better with that. I had a huge order today. I've been driving into roads of Tennessee that I never even knew existed, but it's pretty as hell. I mean, it's so beautiful out there. Just driving through mountain roads, seeing greenery and all the animals that live out in the farms. Goats and sheep and cows and everything. I'm happy. I'm getting it done, and work. That's all I ever do. Zach, you got anything coming up you want to?
Just normal New Orleans shenanigans.
Just normal.
Normal as it goes in New Orleans. But the next time.
Find that normal.
I was going to say, normal is relative down there in New Orleans. I can't take credit for the Double or Nothing one, Jerry. Actually, they put that out there on their social this morning. But I figure since I saw that one, I'll make one for WWE. That way, there's no confusion because it becomes a thing at least once every show, a pay-per-view or premium event. It's like, okay, we can't show the video legally. We'll get copyright things for it. But we encourage you guys to watch the video feed. Just listen to us do the commentary. As far as going on with me, I'm actually, if schedules work out the way I think they're going to, the next time anybody's going to see me on screen is after I return to my last place of employment, but this time as a guest, your former place of employment as well. Be my first time in the park since I was separated from the company, but Fantastic's returning this Friday, so I am stoked, man. I am over the moon. I get to go see my show.
Emotional just thinking about it.
No, I really do. It's like I said, sitting here during open mic night last year when the fire was going on and not knowing it was happening until I got bombarded with the message. It was like, oh shit. And it was just having to process the fact that, whatever's going to happen, it's not going to be the same. I do know they are reinstating the Peter Pan portion of the show. They're replacing Pirates and they're putting Peter Pan back in, so that's cool for the fans of that, like my son was back in the day, and his mom still is, and it was one of the reasons why she doesn't even watch Fantastic anymore. So yeah, it'll be cool. So the next time you guys see me, it'll probably be Saturday. So I'll be fresh off a Disney visit for the first time in almost 6 months. So looking forward to it. And that's gonna be it, Mikey. Take us home, brother.
One last thing. In Pigeon Forge coming up this weekend, I get to meet one of my childhood TV stars, Tom Wopat of the Dukes of Hazzard.
No shit.
Indeed,
right on.
There actually is a garage that has a replica of the General Lee.
Nice.
So Tom Wopat will be coming out here. Dory Lou and I are going to go and visit him. And then the next week after that, I meet John Schneider. I get to meet Bo and Luke at riseup.com. Check out my social medias. That's where it's all going to be. Follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. On the Instagram at StatBoy13. Those pictures are going to come up next week. I can hardly wait. It's going to be a great old time. I love you all. Enjoy sports, and we'll see you next week, Tuesday at 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Statboy out.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.